Alright, so for this trick, I can hand the deck over to the spectator, and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the cards, I would spread out the cards and have them take out any one they would like. Let's say that one. So now I would turn around because I don't want to see it, but here's your card. Go ahead and remember that for me. So now the spectator would place their card face down on the table, and I would turn back around and say, okay, I'm going to take your card, I'll show it to you one more time, but I'm going to place it on top of the deck and lose it into the deck with a few cuts and maybe a shuffle. Like this. So now I can show you that your card shouldn't be on top, the Jack of Hearts, and it shouldn't be on the bottom, the Six of Spades. But I actually have the box here, and I want you to inspect this box and just see that it's totally normal. So they can look at the box and see that as a normal box. I'll say, okay, what I'm going to do is put the cards inside of here and close up the box. So just like this, the box is now closed up. What I'm going to do is put this box inside of my pocket, and all I want you to do is, on the count of 3, say your card out loud. Now remember, I don't know the card, but you at home know the card. So when I get to 3, say your card out loud. So 1, 2, 3. You would say your card out loud. I'll show you one card, and one card only is the 8 of clubs. Now that's pretty good, but I could have done anything. But if I reach inside my pocket, I can show you that the box is still closed and the cards are in here. So, that was today's trick. If you would like to learn how this is done and see some other variations I came up with, stick around for the video or the tutorial. Alright, so let's get into how this is done. Now, in case you're wondering about the cards I'm using, these are the vintage label cards. I actually won from Robert Ball Magician. So I will leave his channel down below, and I'll leave the deck review down below if you want to check these out as well. So, let's get into how this is done. Now, this is a trick I used to do all the time at school, and this was a really good one with people. So if you are looking for a new trick, or if you're a beginner, you can actually perform this one. Okay, I'm going to show you a few ways you can do this. So first, I'm going to teach you the way I did it. So all you're going to need is your cards and the box. Now, I have a shirt with a pocket. If you have a pants pocket, you can do that as well. Or maybe a sweatshirt or a hoodie with some pockets, you can do that. But I just use my pocket right here. So you have the box and the deck is shuffled. Any card is going to get selected, but you don't look at it. And I wouldn't have it signed. Now you can have it signed, but I don't like ruining my cards. So in this case, we have the 4 of Hearts. All you're going to do is either control the card to the top or keep it on top. Now what I did was a false cut and then a false overhand shuffle. So I did the Bobby Bernard false cut. I might have taught this, but I don't have a video dedicated. So what you're going to do is have the card on top, the 4 of Hearts. I'll keep it face up so you can see how this works. Going to come over and take off about 1/3 of the deck. Now this is about 10 to 15, maybe 20 cards. I'm going to set this down. And notice, I'll bring this down a little. Notice how they're a little sloppy. Because you're going to come over and cut off around half and make those sloppy as well. And this half will be sloppy too. So then when you gather these up, you want them to be sloppy. And essentially, you want that sloppiness so the spectator doesn't remember which is the top half, second half, and then the bottom half, okay? So just like this. So if I turn this face down, we can say, okay, we'll give these some cuts. And let's say we stack these up. And right there I did 4. But you can really do 3, 4. But it's actually done with 3 packets. So that's what you can do, is this cut. And then I did a false overhand shuffle, which I have a video on. So I took off about half. I in-jog this next card towards me. I shuffle these. I lift it up on the in-jog. And I push in and I shuffle all the cards from the break. And then I throw these on top. Check out my overhand shuffle video. And then I did a double lift to show the card isn't on top. And it's not on the bottom. But actually is on top. So what would that look like? So I would say, okay, here's your card. I don't want to see it. We'll leave it on top. Maybe we'll cut it into the deck some. And we'll give it a shuffle. Just like this. So now your card isn't on top. And it isn't on the bottom. So keeping in mind, I just did a double lift. So now once you're done with that, you're going to have the spectator inspect the box. And this is a real nice thing because you're going to want to give these a little bend. Because when you put these cards in the box, you're going to want them to bow a little so you can lift up that top card. And you'll see what I mean. So the spectator can inspect this, and you're just going to come over for like a card spring, bend down, and release some pressure. So it's like this. So when you take the cards and put them in the box, you can just squeeze the sides of the box and see how these cards just pop up like this. You can do that. Now if you want to, you can pop these up, but then hold it back with your index finger. But obviously, the spectator will be seeing the front of the box, okay? So squeeze, and then you can hold back one card. That one card will be their selection, because you just want their card. So once you have this back, you can put the flap in, and you're all set. Just by doing that little bow to the cards, you were able to pop this card up. So now you put the box in your pocket. I'm not gonna though. And you can explain. Deck was shuffled. You selected any card. And now, I want you to name your card out loud. And with this in your pocket, they would say, the 4 of Hearts. And all you're gonna do is I use my thumb to push down on the top of this label. And my middle finger runs up the middle till I can feel this little dent right here. And I'm going to continue running my finger up because that'll slide out the card, okay? Because you don't want to slide out the card, but then have the box popped up a little like this or like that. That wouldn't look good. So they say their card, in this case the 4 of Hearts. I run my finger up. I contact this card. I push down one more time. And I continue pushing out. I show the 4 of Hearts. Then I say, but that's not all. And I take out the box. And I show that the box was still closed. So, that is the first trick. That is the trick I always did in school. So now let me show you some variations of how you can do this. Okay, so the next thing you can do is you can actually do this with a borrowed deck. It just involves a little setup. So you're going to need the box and you're going to take the deck. What you're going to do is you're going to go through and take out something called pseudo-duplicates. So what are pseudo-duplicates? So right here are some pseudo-duplicates. There's some tricks you can actually do with these as well. This is what they are. So in this case, the 2 red 10s. So they're basically the same value of either clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds. So let's say the 2 red 10s of hearts and diamonds. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your duplicates, place them in the box, and then close it. Now, after this, I'm going to show you my preferred way of doing this, because this isn't a good way, I don't think, because some people might catch on, but I'll show you another way you can do this. So you're going to have one card in the box, and then this other card you're going to have somewhere in the deck ready to force. Now, I made some videos on forces, so make sure you check those out. But let's say we do the, I don't know, cut deeper force. Not a force I do anymore, but let's say we do this. So the card is on top, but if you want the deck shuffled, all you have to do is have this card in palm position like this, okay? So the deck gets shuffled, and then you take these back. I do a 180 turn, and then I riffle. You're going to have them cut off about a third. Place it face up on top. So if I can do this, so a third face up on top, and then even deeper on top. Say, okay, because I can see all of these. None of these will be your selection except that one. And it's the 10 of diamonds. All you're going to have to do now is palm this card away out of the deck into your pocket. So however you want to do that, go ahead. So I probably wouldn't do the cut deeper force, but one thing you can do is probably the call force. So you can have this about fourth from the top. You can do some false cuts starting off. So that wasn't false, so I'll do that one more time. Right there. So let's say they touch a card, and I actually have a video on the call force. Say right here. They remember the 10, they place it back, and I call it to the bottom, saying they could have had any one of these. And then I just grab a break, so you can do it with your pinky to pull down, or you can riffle down. But either way, you're going to have a break, you're going to grab these, move them back, and then you're going to move these forward and have them shuffle the deck. You just want to watch your angles, though, on this. So you have your pinky break, you move it back, and then you move forward. So probably right about here would be good. But I curl my hand in too. I don't want them to see that card. Okay? So maybe about here. So they don't see anything here, and they don't see anything here. So practice in the mirror. So they shuffle this. You can actually put this in your pocket. But one thing I want to mention, though, is when you force this card, you want them to see it quick. You say, here, let's just see what card you have. And you can do it like this. So you have the red 10. And if you do it really quick and just like that, you have the red 10. They'll remember they had the red 10. So once you palm that away and they're done shuffling this, you can say, okay, what if I can make your red 10 travel to the box? The reason I say red 10 is because this is a diamond. You have a heart in here. So you say whatever you want. You go over to the box and you can show red 10. But don't have them inspect this too long, or they might notice that this is a heart when they actually had the diamond. Okay, so something you can do like that. So the last way I would recommend doing this is actually with a duplicate card, okay? So the Sea Green Keepers actually come with a duplicate card of the same back. So I'll leave a video down below I made of some decks I have that come with a duplicate card like this. So in this case, we have 2 Queen of Hearts, and they're both the same back. So I'm going to place one in the box, and the other card I'll have on top ready to force. So I do some false cuts, and let's say I'm going to swing cut, catch a break, riffle, they say stop, I lift up at the break, So they riffle down, stop, I cover, lift up at the brake, and I say, okay, in this case, you have the red queen. And if you want to, you can actually lift it up like this. So your thumb will go, just push straight up, and your index finger will come over to the right. And that's just to hide the big heart pip and the face a little. And you can show that, okay, you have a red queen. Because they can see that the Q is red. They'll know they have a red queen. So now what I would do is when I push this back, I'm going to want to pull it down a little at the top right to pop it up and catch a brake under it. I put these on top, and then I might double undercut it, or you can do a pass. It's up to you. I'll pull down on the card, and I'll push it back, have them shuffle these. I palm the card out, then I say, okay, well, if I could teleport that card to the box, snap your fingers, do whatever, and you can show one card, and that is the red queen. Now, this is fully the red queen, so they can examine this, but they can't look in your pocket. So you could, at the beginning, when you force it, have them look at this freely, just like this. But just keep in mind, you want to palm the card out. So that was the trick for today, along with some variations. Let me know how you like those. We're super close to 100 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, please take a few seconds to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and check out the Q&A video, because at 100 subscribers, I'll be doing a Q&A. Thank you to all of my subscribers that were already subscribed. Let me know what else you would like to see. That's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.